We talked to Duncan Patton about how to build your legato stroke to make the, as you say, the absolute best that the drum can sound, because you're just releasing the stick and building your grip around just letting the stick fall and hit the drum. Well, due to overwhelming demand for another video, we have brought Duncan back, and we just happen to be wearing all the same clothes, be in the same positions. What are we going to talk about?
All right, so where we're going to go from here is how we can vary this basic legato stroke. And we're going to go in two directions, in terms of articulation and in terms of tone color. So when I talk about articulation, what I'm talking about is essentially that relationship of the attack sound of the stroke with the ringing of the drum. When I talk about color, what I'm talking about is how to get a darker sound out of the drum and how to get a brighter sound out of the drum.
We're building a palette of different colors and styles so that we can go to orchestra and fit in no matter what instrument we're playing with or anything like that.
Exactly. We need to be able to vary our sound to express ourselves. So we're going to start with a staccato stroke. We're going to start the stroke much lower, and we're going to fire the stick as fast as possible. Other than that, it's the same. The stick goes down and it rebounds as freely as possible, but it all happens really, really fast. What I like to do in my technique is be very disciplined with the starting heights of my strokes. This enables me to control dynamics and articulation. So I've tried to eliminate the sort of preparatory upstroke before I go down. So see if you can do this staccato stroke without coming up first. So don't start too low. Give yourself a little leverage and just try to fire the stick down. And over time, you can get it even lower and even faster. When you play one staccato stroke, I like to follow through with a nice, tall, relaxed lift. In that case, what's important is the starting height of those strokes, so the whole thing winds up being small. Exactly. Try this letter G on this staccato exercises page.
I have this new problem with my wedding ring.
Too tall.
Too tall, okay.
Better, but possible to be even smaller.
Okay. So you're really trying to stay on the head as little time as possible.
Yes. So we have a legato stroke, we have a staccato stroke. It makes sense to just pick a point in the middle, and now we have three strokes. Marcato stroke. Exactly in between the legato and staccato, both in terms of the starting height and in terms of the speed of the stroke. Marcato, we start in the middle, move medium speed. Staccato, we start low and fire the stick as fast as possible.
I'll do the legato, marcato, staccato, see if I can do it. How is it?
Yes, I hear three different sounds.
Yeah.
As clear as can be.
Do you think about this in orchestra, or do you just kind of choose from wherever it brings you in the spectrum?
I'm not limited to three sounds.
Okay.
You know, I'm trying to develop the extremes and have something in the middle. Other part of your question is interesting. Do I think about it in orchestra? Not exactly. This is a little bit of a danger in this way of thinking about playing, of overthinking. But the idea is, in the practice room, analyze what we're doing, try to develop as broad a vocabulary of sounds as we possibly can, but then practice enough that it becomes automatic and it becomes intuitive.
So there's also another whole side of sound, right?
And the other area would be in terms of color. A darker sound is one where the high overtones are not so present in the sound. We have more of a sense of depth and bottom in the sound. A bright sound is one where all those upper partials are activated. There's a little bit less fundamental. So everything we've been addressing so far has been what we'll call sort of medium. So just like we did with the articulation, having sort of 3 articulations, we'll have a medium color as well as a dark color and a bright color. So the first one would be weight, right? A heavier stroke makes a darker sound, a lighter stroke makes a brighter sound, right? Try to understand that exactly. Rob, put your sticks on the drum.
Okay.
Lean forward so you're partially supporting yourself with the sticks, okay? You know, you're sort of pressing into the drum you're supporting yourself with it. That's what a heavy stroke feels like. And what you want to do is observe the sensations in your body when you do that. You'll notice that you have to grip tightly with your pinky. And you'll notice that all these muscles on the sort of back side of the forearm, the triceps, not the biceps so much, but the triceps and some of the muscles in the upper part of the back are engaged in order to support you. So we want to try to figure out how to play a stroke that engages all that weight. Okay, now to play a lighter stroke. In this stroke, we're not even going to let the full weight of the mallet quite get into the head. We're going to focus on lifting a little bit. A little bit extra. Not just the natural rebound, we're actually sort of helping the stick get off of the head before all the weight of the stick gets in there. Try some light strokes. You have a little too much force. We noticed when we started to support our weight on the sticks how important the pinky was. Yeah. So I've sort of turned that into a grip. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to move the fulcrum in my grip from my middle finger, which is the sort of the ideal balance for the stick. So this stick now might pivot in the front of the hand a little bit, but it's held by the pinky. Doesn't need to be held tightly, but that's the pivot point. It makes the stick awkwardly front heavy, but this is exactly what we want. We want weight. Now for the brighter stroke, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to move my fulcrum up to my forefinger, really holding the stick between my thumb and my first finger, and I'm going to play with a lot of finger motion. So the stick really pivots at that point. Maybe this one. Yes. Now be careful about the use of the wrist. You might be throwing a little extra weight into the stroke. Fingers pull on the downstroke, they have to release on the upstroke. The third factor, which will really affect the color of the sound, and this is the easy part, is just the beating spot. You know, we have some room where the drum is very resonant, moving anywhere from about 2 inches from the rim into about 5 inches from the rim. For the bright stroke, I'm going to grip the stick here. I'm going to play with a lot of fingers. I'm going to play lightly, and I'm going to play a little closer to the edge. A bright sound, akin to a tenor as opposed to a baritone. Ah, ah. And then for the darker sound, I'm going to grip with my pinky. I'm going to play with weight, and I'm going to move in slightly the beating spot. More the sound of a basso. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh. So that's color. Articulations and colors.
Articulations and colors, right.
What I want to do is go through very quickly and just give a quick demonstration of each of the strokes. In the book, what I did is I wrote 9 very short etudes, which just give you a chance to practice each of the types of stroke from the matrix of stroke types. We'll start with the medium strokes, which is where we started. We're pivoting on the middle finger, playing in the normal beating spot, and we're trying for a color that is neither too bright nor too dark. We're just getting the full spectrum of the drum activated. Next is the medium marcato stroke. next is medium staccato. Now we're going to vary the color as well as the articulation. I'm going to go to bright legato. So to review, the grip now goes to my first finger. I'm going to play with a lot of finger, play lightly and a little bit close to the edge. Legato strokes, relatively slow. A bright marcato stroke, same thing with the grip, but now the height is reduced and the stroke is a little bit faster. And the bright staccato stroke. Now strokes much lower and stroke extremely fast, but still gripping here and pivoting with a lot of finger. Next we'll go to the dark colors, starting with the dark legato. The fulcrum of my grip switches to my pinky. I'm going to play with arm weight, and I'm going to move in slightly on the head. It's a legato stroke, so the strokes are relatively slow. Next is dark marcato. Same grip, a little bit lower and faster stroke. And the final one is the dark staccato stroke. Gripping back here, playing with weight, a small, speedy stroke. This winds up being a very aggressive type of sound. So again, these 9 little etudes that I played are from my book, The Artist Timpanist. What I want to play next is an etude from the back of the book. This is number 29. The whole back section of the book is a collection of etudes. Give you a chance to practice all the technical material that is covered in the first half of the book. You'll see all the different types of strokes that I just discussed. It's a good one for testing a variety of types of techniques. I hope you enjoy.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Duncan. I really appreciate it. If you guys are interested in checking out this book, you can get it. It's called The Artist Timpanist. It's at Steve Weiss or Bakovic Music. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up below. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video.